Hello team, how's it going? Today we're going to be talking about fire support teams within the Royal Artillery. It's part of the job role series that I've been doing, and it's a job role that you can do within the British Army, and you'd have to join the Royal Artillery or one of the Royal Horse Artillery regiments to be able to do this role. That's such as 1st, 4th, 7th, 19th, 2-9 Commando, those that have sort of light guns or AS-90s within the regiment. And it's their responsibility to sort of direct and conduct fire support using sort of artillery assets, GMLRSs, so guided multiple rocket launch systems. You've then got fast air attack, mortars. They will also carry out sort of BDAs, battle damage assessments, and sort of STAP, surveillance target acquisition plans, when you go into some sort of area as well. So they have quite a huge responsibility. And in my personal opinion, it's most probably the best or one of the best job roles that you can do within the British Army. You're either going to be out in a 6-man team, that's an FST commander, your 2IC, which is OPAC. You're then going to have a forward air controller, so your JTAC, MFC, some mortar fire controllers normally attached to you sometimes as well. You've got a signaller, and then maybe a driver. And that's how the sort of team's going to work. You're always in the same team typically, so you build a good relationship, good bond. And then you go out and you're either by yourself, sort of pushing forward behind enemy lines, conducting OPs, so whether that's sort of a surface OP but in a bush hide, or you could do a full subsurface OP, or you may just be attached, which we were doing throughout sort of Herrick, attached to the infantry, and you'll have a team attached to, say, a company, and then each sort of individual, if they're qualified, may be attached to the platoon. And then you'll go around sort of working with them very closely, which makes it a little bit more exciting because you're right up front with the infantry, but you're still having to conduct fire support as an artillery sort of soldier, as a gunner. So very exciting job role within the British Army. To do this role, you would normally have to go through Harrogate or Pirbright, depending whether you're going through junior soldier entry or regular adult entry. Once you've done that, you conduct phase 2 training. So you would have selected your regiment, you then post down to Larkhill and do your phase 2 training. You then go off to regiment. Normally, you would have to do some time either on the gun line or in the command post, working on the communication sort of side. Once you've sort of proved yourself or shown interest within the FSTs, showing that you're fit enough, you've got the attitude, aptitude, you're professional enough, and they believe that you might fit the teams, you then might sort of bring you in to work in the JFIC or on the teams and see how you do. And then they would put you onto your course if they feel like you're suitable. For me, I was lucky enough and got put straight into the teams. I turned up to 7, past P company. They were doing a sort of a move around of like personnel. They were sort of short. Me, myself, and a few others were lucky enough to get put straight into the FSTs instead of having to go onto the command post or the gun line. So very, very lucky and very appreciative of that. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It is one of the best job roles you can do within the British Army, in my personal opinion. And some of the courses you get to do are very good as well. The kit and equipment they're getting now as well are outstanding. You know, they've got little tablets that they've got with them. You know, you get used to use really cool artillery pieces, GMLRSs. You've got all sorts out there that you can use. And you get to work in that 6-man team, which is what I really like in the Army. I like working in small teams and going out and just being left to do your job. But getting back into it, you'll get to regiment and you're going to prove yourself. Once you prove yourself, you'll then go in as a signaller. You start learning a job role, and then you need to do your level 2 OPAC course. This enables you to basically carry out basic fire mission, start working on your vehicle identification. You're then going to work in the teams, and then once you sort of proved yourself after a few years, you're then going to get put onto your level 3 OPAC, which then goes and breaks down every sort of fire mission there is, really in detail of doing the job, and that will enable you to become an OPAC, which is a 2IC within the team. After that, you do have further progression like level 4, level 5, but the main ones you want to concentrate on is doing your level 2, so you can be a signaller and do a basic fire mission, and you can help the team out that way. And then you can do level 3, which enables you to be the 2IC. That's as far as you want to sort of concentrate on a minute. And then you can look at 4, 5, which then sort of you're going to be looking at becoming a troop sort of sergeant within the FSTs, and even maybe an FST command and control, commanding your own team. So instead of having an officer as an FST commander, you may have a sergeant or a bombardier, and then maybe a lance bombardier or a bombardier as the AC 2IC, and then your signallers, which is your gunners and forward air controllers, etc., within the teams. So that's how it would normally work. Phase 1 training, phase 2 training, spend a bit of time on the gunline command post, showing interest in the FSTs, prove yourself, then move over, do maybe sort of little work with them, see how you fit in. Once they feel you're suitable, you're then going to go into your level 2s, conduct a few years, promote level 3s, and then hopefully work your way up to a 2IC, and then even onto an FST commander if you want. Like I said, really, really good role, whether that's you're attached to the infantry. I remember just being attached to the infantry on exercise or on Afghan on my own, and I just got left alone, worked with them very closely. They trust you, so you get left alone. It's really, really good fun. Or you're just in your small team. Can be slightly harder at times. You've got, your Bergen on, heavy kit weighing 40-ish kilos. You're self-sufficient for days. You're then moving forward, digging into an OP, whether that's surface, subsurface, looking out, doing your sort of stags throughout the night, and then moving location the next day if need to, or in another 2 or 3 days. And just being self-sufficient, getting any sort of resupplies through food and water if you need to throughout that time. But it's honestly, it's brilliant. You get left alone. Okay, yeah, when I think about it, you're sort of sat in a hole, cold and wet sometimes, but really, really good job role and something I'd highly recommend. And I'm so glad I did it throughout my career. I know I transferred to the Household Cavalry Regiment after, but I still wouldn't change how I started my career. I definitely recommend anyone going into the fire support teams. It's a very, very good role. And then you get the opportunity, if you want to then go on to become a JTAC if you want to, which I wasn't lucky enough to do, but it's a very good fun course. And you get a chance to go in a jet on the course as well. So great career progression, great job role, highly recommend it. Let us know your thoughts. Remember to click that subscription button, give us a thumbs up, it really helps, and I'll see you soon.